name is Alexander Arguelles. I'm originally from the United States, but I've lived more than half my life, more than 30 years, in lots of countries around the world. I'm currently a professor at the American University in the Emirates. Before that I was in Singapore. I lived in Korea for many years, in Germany. So I sort of view myself as a world citizen more than an American. I'm a professor of the university, and as I said, I teach subjects such as history and literature, but obviously I'm here at this conference because languages are the true love and passion of my life.
My name is Alex, and I'm from the UK, and I'm living in Hungary as a language teacher at the moment.
Zovem se Richard, ja sam iz Velike Britanije, ali živim u Makedoniji.
Zovem se Leonas, rođen sam u Litvani, živim u Novom Sadu, predajem ovdje na fakultetu.
My name is Luis Miguel Rojas Bersham. I'm a Peruvian linguist. I'm 23-year-old. I'm currently doing my PhD studies at the Max Planck Institute for Psycholinguistics. So I'm a linguist and a polyglot.
My name is Josis Ricila. I'm from Zagreb. I am currently a student of electrical engineering and computer science, although I have to say that I'm a pretty big language enthusiast as well. I've been dealing with foreign languages my whole life, but mostly it's been like the last 10 years or so. Besides learning, I've also been teaching a lot. I've been trying to motivate people to learn languages as well.
Hello, my name is Bartłomiej Inczak and I'm Polish from Krakow. I started learning languages when I was 14 years old, so 4 years ago, and then I took up just new and new languages. I'm in the last year of high school in a Spanish bilingual class, so that's basically who I am.
Somebody at this conference said something interesting, like we didn't really choose languages, languages chose us. Okay, I think it just happened like that. I actually struggled with my first language in school, French. I took all through high school. It wasn't easy. But then when I got to college, I started taking German and other languages, and it was much easier. And you know the expression to snowball? It just sort of got bigger and bigger and started growing. And after you learn a couple of languages, it's not hard to learn more, and it's interesting to compare them and see how they work, and it just does become a passion, yes.
In the United Kingdom, I used to like to imitate accents and dialects in English, and I learnt French as a small child, and then it grew from there really, from university through to living in different countries around the world. Živio sam u Sarajevu, na Balkanu i sada u Makedoniji, i zato sada i govorim na srpskom. Znam da pričam na srpskom, nije jako dobro, ali u redu je. Hvala.
Sad ja se uvijek zbudim kad pitaju za broj, zato što učio sam preko 20. Više od pola sam progovorio, odnosno koristim aktivno u svom radu. I sada, a gde počinje znanje jezika, to je već nešto drugo. Služim se sad 20-ak i kusur.
I started being interested in learning languages at about the age of 14. It's when I started learning my fifth language, Dutch, and then I went on from then to study more and more.
I actually I can speak fluently 16 languages, and I also work with other 12 languages, especially in terms of grammar. But I'm actually working mostly in two languages, Shawi, which is an Amazonian language, and Selknam, which is a Patagonian language, or Fuegian language, because it's spoken in the big island of Tierra del Fuego near Antarctica.
Actually, I started learning English when I was about 2 years old. Then later I started with German in elementary school, and all those other languages followed because I discovered that I really had a passion for this, that it was really something that interested me. I've dealt with like 15, 20 languages already. I can hold a conversation in 15 languages. It just motivates me. It's such a good feeling, that you learn something for such a long time, and then when a moment comes that you're able to speak it with a complete stranger or someone, it's really rewarding. I mean, it's the feeling of it, like, that inspires me and motivates me to, continue to do so.
How you started?
So I started at school with English and then German, and then I started to learn German by myself and took up new languages. Italian was the first language that I started to learn by myself from the beginning. And basically there were more and more. For example, I took Spanish bilingual class, and Spanish is actually the only language that I learned mostly at school, because the others I learned at home by myself. I've used different methods, but it was like the same approach. I am communicative with 7 languages, and for next, I know the basics. I can consider myself fluent in 4 of them, and I think I take up many more languages, like Serbian. I'm learning it right now here in Novi Sad.
Nažalost, ja ne govorim srpski, Но я говорю неплохо-то, не так плохо по-русски. I love languages. I know most of the languages of Western Europe, Germanic languages, Latin languages, because I lived in Korea for so long. I know Korean. The reason I'm in Dubai now is because I'm working on my Arabic.
A kaži mi, jel srpski ubrajaš, mislim taj srpsko-hrvatski i bosanski, jel to sve ubrajaš u jedno ili kažeš, znam bosanski, hrvatski?
Ne, pričam na naškom jeziku.
Was it hard for you to be in condition and to practice all those languages? So, how many? 15, 16?
Yeah, it's difficult sometimes when you don't have a proper environment, but I think that's more of a personal decision because you can practice the languages yourself with yourself. I always try to practice my languages every day, so I read a little bit in all the languages I speak, at least, 10 or 15 minutes in each of them every day. But no, it's not. Indeed, it is not a problem. It's something doable. In the case of South American languages, it's difficult because I have no interlocutor, so I have to go to the places and speak with the people. And yeah, that's what gives me more challenge nowadays. Yeah.
Niste ovde tek tako samo u prolazu i ovde živite i radite, pa mi kažite nešto malo više o tome kako se uopšte odlučili da dođete u Srbiju da radite i živite iz Litvanije, je li tako?
To je jedna duga priča. Inače živim u Novom Sadu. Radim ovde na Fakultetu za evropske pravno-političke studije i kad sam počeo da pratim događaje na Balkanu, u Srbiji, nikad nisam ni slutio, nikad nisam ni sanjao da ću nekada doći barem turistički u Srbiju. Na kraju se sve završilo tako što sam ovde sada na stalno. Jednostavno, ono što se ovde dešavalo i dešava dan danas privlači pažnju ljudi. Nešto veoma dinamično, nešto što drži pažnju zaista. I tako je vremenom sam se opredelio za balkanske studije, zato što nekako mi je to bilo zanimljivo i nekako sam se pronašao u tome. I onda mi je i srpski jezik postao prioritet. I izuzetno mi je drago što sam uspeo da dođem u Srbiju, da se ovde nastanim, da mi Novi Sad bude ta pozadina životna, i da ja budem deo ovog društva i da ovo društvo bude deo moje stvarnosti.
Sjajno, jako dobro pričaš srpski, uopšte ne bih rekao da nisi.
Ja tome težim, ali opet često mi kažu da mi naglasak ne valja. Da se čuje iz aviona da čovek, pridošlica.
Iz mog aviona se sve dobro čuje, tako da ne moraš da brineš, sve okej.
What do you think about Serbian language? Is it hard to learn?
I think it's not so hard to learn when you speak one of the Slavic languages, at least one of them. So I'm Polish native. That's not a problem for me. But there are so many words in Serbian that are not neither in Polish nor in Russian that I also know a little bit. So it's hard to understand at the beginning. But after 3 days, that I speak to people with those 20 words that I knew. I started to speak with 20 words. Then I expanded my vocabulary. Now I can understand most of it if it's not spoken very fast, but the Serbians tend to speak very fast, as I noticed, so I'll try to. It's a very nice language.
This is your first time here in Serbia?
My first time in Serbia is my first time in Eastern Europe, as a matter of fact. I lived in, well, not lived, but I stayed, when I was learning Russian, I was in St. Petersburg one winter about 12 years ago, and I took a train from Germany to Vienna, so I passed through, I guess, what was Slovakia, but didn't stay. So this is the first time I've actually stayed in an East European city.
And what is your first impression about Serbia?
My hotel is, I think, about 4 kilometers from here, so I've made a point because I sit here all day. I walk back and forth. And the first day, and honestly, I didn't like it so much. I don't know the name of the street. It was a big street. It was commercial. It wasn't very nice. But since then, I've been going down little side streets where I see historical buildings. There's a park. There's a graveyard. There's all these old ruins, beautiful, nice neighborhoods, trees. It looks very peaceful, very beautiful here. Very nice.
This is my first time in Serbia, but I wish it would be the last one. I really hope to come back.
So what do you like the most? What are your first impressions when you came here?
Well, as a linguist, first the language. Language is beautiful, I must admit it. It's a beautiful language from a phonological point of view. I love the sounds of Serbian. But also from a grammatical point of view, it's a language with a very interesting inflectional syntax. In more human aspects, as I told you, I love the people, I love the way people treat me, and also I liked very much all the organization of the conference. So I had a very, very good time. And the Danube also is beautiful.
Prvi put u Srbiji to je bilo davno, sada sa soprugom iz Makedonije. Puno mi se sviđa ovdje, to je za mene kao doma, jer za mene Balkan je doma. I zato puno mi je slična kultura kao u Makedoniji, što stvarno za mene, ja imam tako čustvo što sam čast Makedonije sada. To je delo od mene. To je delo od mene. Makedonija ko kraj, ko država. To je samo tako i prirodno mi je da pričam i da slušam. U Makedoniji imamo puno kontakta sa Srbijom. I također imamo i muziku i televiziju iz Srbije i čitamo svaki dan titule, tekst na srpskom ili knjige ili tako.
Super. A koju muziku slušate najviše?
Toše Projevski. Ali i na srpskom.
What do you think about this conference, generally?
It was quite nice. As a number of us have been talking about it, you know, as polyglots, until a number of years ago, it really seemed like everybody was working in isolation. Nobody knew anybody else. And then a number of people, myself included, somehow we started, I don't know, making videos, getting known, and it seemed like there were just a few sort of somewhat famous polyglots, but then you come here and you realize, gosh, there are all these people that speak, it's not that uncommon to speak lots of languages. I've met many people here today and yesterday and the day before. They're not famous, they haven't made videos, nobody knew who they were before, but they come here and they also speak 8 or 10 or 12 languages. So it's really a wonderful feeling to come together and just to get to know that this is not so strange, it's not so unusual, and that there are other people who share the same passion.
I'm actually more than satisfied. The organisation has been done perfectly. All those people from the Cultural Centre and those hyper-polyglots that you see here behind us, they all worked really, really hard to make this happen. We're really grateful for that. As I already said, you know, especially for this conference, the atmosphere is really great. I mean, there were so many people here. We had 2 sessions yesterday, and you know, you really couldn't decide which one you wanted to be at because they were both so awesome, and the presentations and everything. So yeah. Just, you know, everything the best.
I saw more than 200 people involved in language learning and, well, polyglots and hyper-polyglots. So it's really a good experience in order to exchange ideas about communication, about language, about a world without language discrimination. It was also a good moment for me to give a presentation on what I'm doing as a linguist and also on the languages I work with.
Ja sam na vreme razumeo da jednostavno jezici su nešto što se uvek vrednuje u životu. Jezici su univerzalno bogatstvo. Jezici su nešto sa čime čovjek će uvek opstati. To će uvek biti traženo dok ima ljudskog društva.
What language was the hardest for you to learn?
For me, it was Korean.
Korean?
Yeah. Korean, and as strange as it sounds, I knew it would be. I wanted the challenge of learning the hardest language I could find. So I did some research and I found that Korean was about the hardest language out there. And so I thought, maybe I can do it in about 3 years. It took me 9 years and I'm still not really there. Arabic, which I'm working on now, is also quite hard. Languages are hard depending on how different they are from the languages you know already. So it's because these languages are so strange. Like I said, for me, I don't think Serbian would be all that hard because I have so much Russian in me already.
I speak about 15 languages. If by speaking you mean how many languages you're able to hold a conversation. Some of them are, I'm fluent. In some of them I'm on an advanced level, and in some of them, I just got to basic zone. So it all depends on the subject that's being discussed. The hardest one, I'd probably say Hungarian. How Croatian, for example, Serbian will have 7 cases, 7 non-cases. Hungarian has 17. So all those endings, all those suffixes, really makes you. It's a really tough challenge, but it's exactly this that makes it even more rewarding. When you're able to hold a conversation in it finally. So I think Hungarian definitely wins this one.
And you?
I speak 11 languages, not counting Serbian. But on different, it is on different levels, of course. Some of them I'm fluent, some of them I'm conversational, some of them I know just the basics. I also know the grammar in some other languages. I can understand a lot, for example, of Slovak, of Ukrainian, of Croatian, but I cannot speak them. And what was the hardest language for me? The hardest language for me was Armenian. I think that objectively Hungarian is more difficult than Armenian, but because of my I love Hungarian language, so that when I love a language very much, then it seems easier to me. So I would say that Armenian was the hardest language for me to learn for now.
From your experience,
yes.
How hard is Serbian language to learn?
Not very. I haven't learned it, like I just said, but I do know Russian, not so bad, and I've asked many people here over the past few days, hey, will you speak Serbian, and I'll speak Russian, and let's see if we can have a conversation, and it's worked. And I don't know if you were here today when he's Italian, Emanuele, when he gave his speech. I was just listening, and he got very emotional, and I know he was talking about the war experience here and the kindness of the people here, and I felt like I understood it. I feel like if I were to have the good fortune, it's really exciting to me, the idea, if I could come live here, because I know you have 6 languages that are all related. You asked me about my languages. Strange as it might sound, I've always learned languages just because I was curious, I wanted to know what they're like. I've never learned a language because I went to live there and I needed to communicate with the people. I feel like if I were to come here and live here, I'd love to have that opportunity. I could learn how to speak it quite fast. Again, based on my Russian and based on my experience and what I've understood these past couple of days, I think learning Serbian, Croatian would not be that difficult for me. But again, it's because I already did the work with Russian, and I'm sure for months or years I would make mistakes with, the case endings, but in terms of communicating, I think I have the groundwork already done.
Do you know to speak Serbian a little bit, maybe?
Rozumem, ali slabo govorim.
Ali razumeš?
Da, malo, ali ne govorim dobro.
Okay, this sounds very good. Would you like me to teach you something?
Naravno.
What you would like to know? Šta bi volao da znaš?
How do I get to the station?
Gde je najbliža autobuska stanica?
Gde je najbližnija autobuska stanica?
Bravo, that's good.
Novi Sad. I love it. I love this I love this town. Not only because of the beautiful buildings you have, the beautiful architecture you have, but also because of the warmth of people. People are very warm. People are always prompt to help you, even if they don't speak the language I do. Because unfortunately, as I told you a little bit some minutes ago, I don't speak Serbian, so I had to ask things, and sometimes they don't speak English. But anyway, they were always very happy to help me, and I really like that. And also, the food is wonderful.
People are too willing and friendly to speak English to you. You have to have more pride in your own language, and yes, if somebody doesn't have any ability or any desire to speak Serbian, then by all means speak English or other languages. But when somebody comes here and they say, I'm interested in hearing some Serbian, please speak Serbian to me. If they were just do that, okay, rather than switching to English like a lot of people. I think that would be nice. So, and I have to say also, I'm a bit surprised as a linguist that I see so much Latin alphabet and so little Cyrillic. I don't know, maybe I can't explain why, but I would just be happier if I saw more Cyrillic.
Do you have for the end maybe some message for all people who would like to learn more languages? What is the most important thing?
Well, all languages in the world conceptualize the environment of people or the people needs. Indeed, learning a new language is the door, is the gate to a new culture, to a new world. Learning a new language can help you do many things. So I would encourage people, young people and old people as well, to learn new languages, to have fun learning new languages, to talk to people, because learning a language means that you will be able to talk to more people. So I would really invite people to do it and enjoy doing it. It's a hobby, it's a passion that not many people have unfortunately, but that would help humanity unite a little bit more, and in order to have a world in which no discrimination exists and in which all of us interact, and that is what indeed humanity is about, right? Yeah, communicate.
Don't give up. Keep at it and stay motivated, and remember that, you know, it's very possible to learn multiple languages, and these kind of events show that there are lots of people in the world who learn more than 5 languages and do so with a lot of success.
And what will be the next language that you will learn?
Well, I'm actually focusing now in Russian and Farsi, but yeah, I still need to cope with some South American languages, some languages from the Upper Amazon, Jivaran languages, and some Arawakan languages. Maybe then you can look on the internet how these languages look like. But one of my languages in the list is Serbian.
Serbian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Tell me something about your plans, what you will plan in the future, and will you come back to Serbia? Which one?
Okay, so my plans for future is like finding a job connected to languages, so that I can use as many languages as it's possible, and to learn much more languages in my life, and many new languages, and to practice those that I already know and to perfect them. And of course I will come back to Serbia, here to Novi Sad and to Belgrade, as I've already said.
With Serbian language.
With Serbian language, of course, yes.
Good. And then you...
Well, you know, despite the fact that I, as I've said, learn and study electrical engineering and computer science at the moment, I'd really like to do something language related in the future, so I don't know what it is, but I'm definitely going to be aiming at that direction. I don't know, I mean, I do plan to learn many more languages, and for years to come I'd really like to master, you know, a lot of them. I don't know, so I will definitely come back to Serbia, especially to Novi Sad. As I've said, you know, people are really amazing here, so let's just hope that another conference will be held here.
Ja ću uraditi sve što je do mene da ja ostanem ovdje. To je moj plan, da ostanem za stalno i nadam se da ću u tome uspeti. Ne zavisi sve od čovjeka, ali uglavnom zavisi od njega.
I would love to have the opportunity, for example, to come here, invite me back, give me a job here, let me live here. I'll learn Serbian. I'll learn something. I would really like to learn. I don't have plans now to learn another language, but I would like to have the experience of going somewhere and learning the language because the people around me speak it. So wherever I can get a new job and I can do something with that. Failing that, where I am now, many years ago, I felt like I already learned too many languages and I need to improve the languages that I know rather than just studying more languages in the abstract. So I don't have any immediate plans, but I'm open to going somewhere, living somewhere else, somewhere where they have winter and summer and spring and seasons and history and greenery. And if I could land somewhere, it would actually be more attractive to me to go somewhere where I don't know the language and I have to learn it than if I could go somewhere where I already know the language. So however many languages I know, there are thousands more that I don't know. So the world is still open to me and I'm willing to go anywhere.
Hvala ljudima u Novi Sadu. Želeo bih ponovo da se vratim ovdje.
I govori na srpskom, ceo svet da to razumije.
To.